We got my guy, All City Live. Now, All City, like I said, he's one of them stars, man. You like people that like the community, love the community, and will play with anybody from All City Live TV.
What's up, everybody? You already know it's your boy, All City, aka Steal Your Popeyes Chicken Sandwich, BKA fresh out the bathroom from just taking a poop. Was that TMI? Well, you're right, because that's what we do here at All City Live TV. We do our very best to give you guys as much information as possible. And if you guys could appreciate that, then please consider hitting that like button or subscribing to the channel, because we're going to have a ton of NBA 2K20 content coming your way. You know, people always asking me, hey, City, what's going on with the ninja headband? Do you ever take it off? And I'm like, come on, man. If you're new to the channel, then you don't probably know about this ninja headband, so I'll fill you in. I go to sleep with my ninja headband on. I go to church with my ninja headband on. I got a different color ninja headband for every day of the week, and, you know, it's like my thinking cap. This is what I do. I'm always prepared. Some people are raised differently, you feel me? So I was raised to always be prepared. So, like, you know, I got a waterproof ninja headband in case I want to go swimming or I need to hop in the shower right quick. I'm always prepared in case somebody hit me up for a wager or I need to get some content out really quickly. I have my ninja headband on, up and ready.
And if y'all think we should put him together some of them All City headbands, so we should do him some All City headbands so he can have the All City Live TV across his forehead.
But enough about me and the beauty of my ninja headband and the wondrous effects it has on my day-to-day living. We're here to talk about Patch 9. What do you guys wish for Patch 9? What do you want to see? What do you want to see change, added, taken away? Please let me know in the comment section. I'm going to be reviewing my Patch 9 wish list. You know, I got a few things that I want changed. And I'm also going to be going into our Discord. If you're not familiar with our Discord, please consider joining our Discord. I sent out a message earlier today asking people, hey, what do you guys want to see changed? I'll put it in the video. So we're going to go through my Discord so you guys can see some of the comments that people left. It's quite interesting. So we're going to get into that right now. So one of the first things we're going to talk about is my couple things that I have on my wish list. You feel me? Like, I want them to, first thing on my list, I want them to get rid of the witch in the park. Please, somebody tell 2K. I've sent out tweets to Mike Wang, Ronnie 2K, LD 2K. Get rid of the witch. It's lagging 3 or 4 courts in the park, and that makes them, that it renders them unplayable. You can't play on these courts because you never know what's gonna happen. You might go through extremely high latency, you might lag out, you might just lag while you're playing the game. But what I do know is that your player completely changes if you play on the top 2 park. You know, the park courts on the top 2, the left and the right. If you play on the right, the bum court, you're gonna lag. And if you play on the bottom right as well, you have a high chance of lagging or experiencing high latency. So I'm a park player. I wouldn't call myself necessarily a park player. I really enjoy playing park. That's what I'd say, because I enjoy playing rec and pro-am as well. Matter of fact, some of the gameplay you probably just saw here was us killing in Team Pro-Am last night. So, you know, I enjoy all the game modes, but as far as aesthetically, I enjoy playing you know, the park. I enjoy the playground. And if you have 4 of the courts lagging or 4 of the courts rendered unplayable because of high latency, lag, or lag outs, then, you know, what's high on my wish list is to get rid of the witch. I've never seen Halloween last so long. Why is Halloween lasting till the end of November? It makes no sense. This is why I can't wait for Puma Mania. Puma Mania is coming up really soon, so you get that quadruple rep, and we get rid of this latency, this lag from what the witch is creating. I mean, what is she trying to put a spell on the whole neighborhood? Is like, come on, that's how you feel. I'm sure that's how you guys feel. Like the damn witch put a spell on your player, and now you can't play to your full potential. So number one on my list is get rid of the witch. We need that witch gone so that we can, you know, reach our full potential with our players. The next thing that I put on my list is increase rep progression. In my opinion, again, my humble opinion, I just think that games are supposed to be incentive based. Inherently, they're incentive based, right? I think you guys would agree. From way back when you were playing Mario or whatever, everything was incentive based. You just take a few steps and you get your next coin, or kill the enemy and get a coin from that enemy, or hit a box and get a mushroom, things of this nature. Everything is incentive based. Inherently, that's how video games were made. 2K's problem, and what makes it a little difficult to play, is that the incentives are far and few in between. And when you have incentives that are far and few in between, and then you have little glitches in your gameplay, some goofy stuff that you don't even call or ask for, you're just like, man, how does this stuff happen? It really highlights the goofy stuff, the little stupid things that I just made a video. You should probably see it up top. I probably put a link for it up top. But the little goofy things that you experience, they become exaggerated in your mind because there's no incentives to offset that. And we know 2K has incentives, but they're so far and few in between. So like for instance, you win player of the game in Rec or Pro-Am, you get 50 VC. How is that an incentive? 50 VC, what do you do? There is nothing in the game. You can't even buy a free jump shot with 50 VC. One of my homies was like, well, maybe you could get a pair of shoelaces, and I highly doubt that if 2K made custom shoelaces, I highly doubt they would even put that at 50 VC. So it's like, where's the incentive? Why would you offer a gamer who plays an entire game 50 VC? That's like, you going to the park and somebody, well, I'll give you a quarter water. And you may have done that when you was 11 years old. You may have played a game for a quarter water, but you ain't gonna talk to no grown man talking about, let's play this game for 50 cents, or for that matter, a quarter water, budget juice, how we used to call it. But these are things that I think, if you offered more incentives, then people are more likely to continue playing. Your player base will be up there. All you need to do is offer those incentives. We're going to get on over to my Discord to see what some other people wanted on their patch 9 wish list right now. So as you guys can see, we're in our Discord, and like I told you guys earlier, I sent out a message asking everybody, hey, what would you guys like to see changed, added, or taken away with the patch 9 update? Whenever patch 9 comes out, what would be on your wish list? And Rain Dynasty was the first one to comment, and she says everything about the center. Now Rain is new to the center position. We've been running with Rain for a couple years now, and she's fairly new to the center position. And I had a glass cleaning lockdown, and although when Rain created her glass cleaning lockdown, it looked like it was goated out there, but for some strange reason, and I know you guys are probably experiencing the same thing, when you upgrade these players, it seems like your attributes are downgraded, or your player's overall performance is downgraded for some strange reason. I highly doubt it's any type of placebo effect, but I felt like, and this has been for the last couple years, I'm not gonna even hold you, it's been for the last couple years, no cap, I felt like when I've upgraded my players overall performance was downgraded. Maybe your expectations become higher when you upgrade your player, you expect more out of him, but I've always felt like I had a good handle on my expectations for any player I've created, but I feel like 2K holds me back. Like, they don't want me to be great out there. At least that's how it feels for some strange reason. So when she made the player, it looked goated out there. I think everyone was pleased with her glass cleaning lockdown, but a couple weeks, or maybe even a month or so in, she feels like everything needs to be changed about the center position. And I could say that I totally agree, because I haven't brought my glass cleaning lockdown out in well over a month. So that's how I feel about it as well. I totally agree with Rain and her wish for changing everything about the center position. Lego, another goated player out there. He's a superstar 2, if I'm not mistaken. He may have his superstar 3. Lego My Ego, make sure that's there. You guys can see that. All right. So Lego My Ego says paint defense. Paint defense. We reviewed this in previous videos as well. For some reason, there's another reason why I stopped playing with my glass cleaning lockdown. You create this build with these extremely high defensive attributes, and I've seen paint beasts do more damage on defense in the paint over my glass cleaning lock, who has these tremendously high defensive attributes. So Lego My Ego says we need to change paint defense, and I totally agree. And I know some people might say, well, paint defense is just irrelevant, or some people may feel like they're goated in the paint. It's to each their own, really, because some people have different standards for being a GOAT. I know that if I'm in the paint, I don't want anybody smaller than me, let alone anybody bigger than me as well. But for sure, nobody smaller than me should be able to, with my defensive and interior defensive IQ, nobody should finish on me in the paint. And they have to be extremely goated, and if it happens, it should be, you know, here and there. I don't mind, you know, here and there. Maybe I got there late, or maybe I wasn't managing my energy properly. But everybody's feeling the effects of 2K limiting you and your player on defense as far as interior defense goes, and the sliders are just not there because you're getting hit with animations. You're totally, you could be totally in position to defend somebody coming to the rack. You're totally there in good amount of time, energy there, hands up, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already know they go right up with the ball right in your grill, like if you're not even there. As many times as I've done this, as you guys saw in the clips, I do this to players all day, every day. I see somebody in the paint, I'm going up, and that's because I like the challenge. I like to have fun. But that's what Lego My Ego says. Meyer's another guy that's been with us for a long time. He says to stop having your jumper getting changed when you log in, and stop constantly missing full whites and also shot contests. So that's a lot to cover. Meyer's pretty young, but he says to stop having your jumper changed when you log in. Well, Meyer, if you don't know, in order to stop having your custom jump shot changed, you need to purchase the actual jump shots from the animation store. Purchase those jump shot animations. So if you got 3 jump shots, or 3, like you got a base and 2 releases on your jumper, 2 separate releases, then purchase all 3 of those in the animation store, and then go back and your jumper will stick. Create your jump shot and your jumper will stick. But you need to make sure you own the actual components of the jump shot in order to have your jump shot stick. You won't have to worry about it changing. You should have sent us a message on Discord a long time ago. We could have cleared that up. I actually made a video about it as well. He says, and stop constantly missing full whites. Now, you know, I struggle with shooting myself, but I don't have a shooting build. You know, primarily he's not a shooter, so I'm okay with it. I don't put too much pressure on myself about shooting. But you have to hit the lab, man. You have to work to find the best jump shot that works for you and your timing. Create that muscle memory from hitting the lab. And there's 1 year that I can say without a doubt that if you put a good enough jump shot on and you hit the lab just like I do, I don't have much time to hit the lab every now, but when I do hit the lab, the very instant that I go out and play a game, there's a noticeable difference in how I hit. So practice this year is more beneficial than any other year that I've noticed. You have the ball machine that you can practice on and really master the timing of your shot. But I can't stress enough, you need to have the right shot on that works for you. You can't have like a bum base and then think you're gonna practice. You could practice forever on a bum base and you will never be consistent enough. So you want to make sure that the shot is good, and then go to the lab and practice, and I guarantee you'll get better. Shot contests, I've noticed some weird stuff going on. It seems like Christmas time is coming, Black Friday is right here around the corner, so it seems like they're dumbing down the game and lowering the skill gap, if there was any in the first place, to give the casual gamer a much more enjoyable experience. So people are hitting way more contested shots. I don't know how many times I've said That went in? Like how? When? Where? How is that possible? I don't know how many times you hear that come out in our live streams. We live stream on Twitch every day, so you can come check us out. The link will be in the description below. The next comment on our wish list for patch 9 from Big Heck Money. Shout out to Bless. He's been a great addition to our community at All City Live TV and also in our Discord. Highly active, highly informative dude. And you know, I think I'm pretty sure he came over from Jay Easy's community, and you know, I appreciate Jay Easy for everything he's doing for us here at All City Live TV, and also the family that he built over there and how they're coming over to All City Live TV and showing love here as well. He says, like I said last night, a shooting practice court in the neighborhood somewhere. Please pay attention to this, y'all, because this was really interesting to me. Let me rewind this here so you have at least something moving here. He says a shooting practice court in the neighborhood. Now, if you guys don't know what he's referring to, me and him were talking during our live stream, and it was like, you know, it sucks that you go equipped, to kind of touch base on what Meyer was talking about as well, that you go and equip a jump shot. You go to the lab and try and practice, right? But you don't have the latency of the park while you're practicing your shot. So you go in your lab and you're hitting greens. You feel like you got your timing down. You go out to the park and it's a totally different story. You're like, but what happened? And when I say totally different, I'm talking about you could hit 90% in your MyCore and come out to the park and hit 20 to 30%. So this is why I found it really interesting what Big Heck Money had to say when he said a practice court in the neighborhood somewhere, or the capability to turn on park slash pro-am latency in the practice court. They need to nerf passing lane steals a little bit and get rid of whatever is lagging the park. And like we touched base on my first highest priority on my patch 9 wish list was the witch. Get rid of the witch because the witch is lagging the park. So nerf passing lane steals, I could understand that. I don't like centers getting into the passing lanes, but I personally like passing lanes the way they are. I feel like I should personally get more passing lane steals, but I'm not getting. I feel like I'm always in the passing lanes, and our whole defensive scheme is built around getting in passing lanes, and I don't get as many steals as I would personally like. He says, but to turn on the latency, whether you could, if there was an option to turn on your latency and see like what's your shot going to look like before you go out and take it into a real game, see what it's going to look like in a park or pro-am game. So I thought that was really interesting. It was a great concept, great idea. You know, guys, a lot of times what we got to do is like and share the video, things like that, so it could kind of get to the devs. It could kind of get to somebody. I'm not saying that I have enough clout for it to get to a dev, but these are the little motions that we need to take in order for, you know, this type of information to kind of get to the devs and say, well, that's a great idea, man. If they could kind of have an option in the park where you can go into a back alley, like Big Heck told me last night, you can go into a back alley area somewhere and practice on that latency so you can really develop your jump shot. Don't practice on non-latency or non-lag and then go into the park and you have a totally different experience with your jump shot. So again, that was highly interesting. Shout out to you, Big Heck, for leaving us that comment. Monta, my homie Monta, if you don't know, maybe 90% of the beats that you hear on this channel, I'm gonna leave a link to his YouTube channel down below. But if you hear a nice fire beat in the background, it comes from Monta P, and you can contact him on our Discord if you're interested in getting one of those beats. So you just at Monta P if you come into our Discord. Again, the Discord link is in the description below. So if you want to connect with somebody, need help with a beat, need a beat for your video or whatever endeavor you got going on, contact Monta P. He says about making the badge grind a little faster. Not a lot, but some people have jobs. So, you know, it's the same kind of deal that I feel as well. I'm kind of discouraged to create a new player. Well, I got a few players created, but I refuse to go through the badge grind. The badge grind is too extensive for my taste and my liking. I've grinded out 2 players already, and I think that's enough for me for the year. I can't see myself grinding out another player. This just might be it my 2 players might be it for the year. I don't see myself badge grinding out there another player, as time consuming as it is to get these badges up. Man, it kind of discourages you from wanting to create new players, and 2K is supposed to be in the business of getting you, or mixing these sliders to get you to feel like your player is not good enough so that you can create a new player. So that was always their thing. They wanted you to create a new player, and it was highly noticeable in previous years. But this year, they're not getting me to create a new player, or at least grind that new player, spend VC on getting that new player up. It's not happening. I fell for it. I've had the wool pulled over my eyes too many times, and it's not gonna happen in NBA 2K20. I guarantee that. Big Heck left another comment. Buff under the basket offense slightly. Couldn't agree more, man. Patch 9 wish list. Big Heck wants the 2K devs to buff under the basket offense slightly. Now, I would say they need a huge buff on under the basket offense. I had a high 90 on my glass cleaning lockdown, a high 90 standing dunk, and for what? High 90 standing dunk. I'm talking about somewhere between 5 to 10% of the time he would even attempt to dunk. With that high attribute rating, which was part of the reason why I was so pleased when I first created that build, because I said, well, not only does he have great defense, but he's going to also be able to finish in the paint. Not the case, coach. I don't know what they did with the paint offense for big men, but they don't. The interior offense for big men or interior finishing rather, is non-existent, man. Unless you're a paint beast. I've seen paint beasts get some animations, interior forces get some animations, but a glass cleaning lockdown, oh, it's a nightmare. Forget about it. They're gonna put you in some goofy layup animation with the slightest bit of contact, even though you have a high 90 or even a 90 standing dunk. The most irrelevant attribute that I could say is the standing dunk, and he thinks that they should boost offense slightly. So that's on his wish list for patch 9. It should only be a contest if they are contesting the ball, not just standing there on the other side of the basket. My experience, exactly, man. The slightest little bit of contact or contest puts your player in a layup animation over a standing dunk, which you have the attribute for. Even if you have the animations, the standing dunk package, we've done it all. My glass cleaning lockdown was a 99. I didn't just go out there with a 60 overall and call it a day. I grinded that player to get his badges up, his attributes up, and it was only to put him on the shelf because I no longer use the player anymore. Monta P says, I don't like the attribute drops. Who likes the attribute drops? You grind your player to a 99, you hustle to get him to a 99 overall, and for what? You go out there, you're a 99 overall. Let's say like my homie yesterday, Turk, we was playing Team Pro-Am. He gets 20 assists. I think he had a double-double with 20 assists in a Pro-Am game. Can you imagine getting a double-double and your rep progression diminishes? Like you lose. So if you're a 99 and you get a double-double out there and you only have one turnover in the game, he's the point guard. One turnover in the game will cause you to get a 97 point something, and now you drop from your 99 to 98. These are things that can happen. Again, it goes on NBA 2K20's incentive system. Their incentive systems are so broken. I've never seen a game work so hard to make you feel so low. This is not common in most games. Trust and believe, this is not common. This is not a common approach that game developers take. I don't know if it's 2K's arrogance. I don't know what the devs are thinking. Maybe the devs are outdated. But when I think that the devs are outdated, I'm like, well, if they're outdated, then they should understand the old system of gaming and how it's incentive based and how you need to create incentives to boost those endorphins and keep the player attracted to playing your game. I mean, it's very common sense type of stuff. If you ever see it, there's an interview with the the creator of Nintendo, and he talks about how he how he made Mario and how everything was incentive based, and we just wanted to keep those endorphins going for the user, and it kind of is an addiction. You want to get that next coin, like I said, you want to get the next box that gives you a prize, something like that. But we'll keep this going. KCCO_VD, take out the ability to make 100% contested shots, layups, unless it's green. Unfortunately, that hasn't been my experience out there. I'm a two-way slashing playmaker, and I haven't seen anybody hit 100% contested shots or 100% contested layups. Maybe he's having a different experience out there. If you guys are having that same experience, please let me know in the comment section below. Also, leave your thoughts on what you want to see happen for patch 9 in the wish list. The homie Moy, matchmaking for twos, like a pro-am for twos. Great concept, great idea. I wish the same thing, I guess the same thing actually did happen with Team Pro-Am. But yeah, matchmaking for twos is a great concept. Something like the Pro-Am 3v3. He's saying let's do a Pro-Am 2v2 type of idea, and they should just eliminate the whole Pro-Am idea and just have a tent. They should have a tent or a door or something. One of those buildings needs to be walk in for a 3v3 matchmaking, walk in for 2v2 matchmaking, plain and simple, and they match you up according to your rep. And those are similar to what Agent says. Agent's been preaching this for I don't know how long. Ranked and unranked. You want to stay in the park, in the neighborhood, practice with your player. You don't have to worry about it affecting your record, but when you're ready, or affecting your progress or anything like that, but when you're ready to play competitively, go walk in a door and get ranked up to a player that's matched at your rep level. The same for twos and threes. Go walk in a different door and play against competition that's at your level. So you don't have to worry about people running or anything like that. If you're in the park, you're not too worried about it's unranked matches. But if you want to get ranked and kind of maybe it's a different incentive that they have there for ranked games, something like that, that would be great. But that's what Moy said. Let's see if we have any more comments here. I would like to vote out trolls at the rec. Good morning, yeah, anyone is down for early morning park. Alright, so this is the type of stuff that you see in our Discord. Again, I can't stress enough, join our Discord. I'll try and leave a comment, so it'll be the top pinned comment in the comment section. That'll leave you guys a link so you can join in quickly to our Discord. And if you leave a comment, don't get too discouraged that people won't necessarily respond. We do have active people in our Discord, but it's like anything anywhere else. People respond to the people that they know, things of that nature. So if you want to kind of get in and get connected with us in the community, I try and respond as well on there. So it's a great resource. It's a great information resource for any 2K player out there. So this was the patch 9 wish list. That's what I got for you guys. If you guys have anything else that you guys may want to add to the patch 9 wish list, please let me know in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider subscribing to our channel, as we're gonna have a ton of NBA 2K20 content coming your way. And if you want to stay connected with me and the All City Live TV community, then join us on Twitch and Discord. The links will be in the description below. Easy, y'all.